What's going on, guys? My name is Jeffrey. Welcome back to Reactions and to reacting to 73 Questions with Lorde Vogue. So I saw this posted and I just did like two of her songs and I literally know nothing about her, and this was the perfect timing because her new album's gonna be coming out and I'm gonna be checking out Melodrama very, very soon. So I thought literally this is perfect timing for me as like incoming and probably could becoming a new fan. So yeah, for you here, definitely subscribe and click the like button. Join my Patreon if you want to training further. Hope everyone's having a beautiful week, beautiful day, and yeah, let's check this out. The only reason I'm watching this, by the way, too, is because I watched the Taylor Swift one, and I thought that one was super sick. So I expect this one to be really cool.
Hey, Lorde.
Hi.
So why don't we...
The dude behind the camera has me dead. It's so his voice. I love it. I love it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's so funny
explain
to me.
why we're in the Bronx at the New York
It's
Botanical
so
Garden
funny,
today.
dude.
We're answering 73 questions.
Yes, we are. And first question, where is your favorite place to perform in New York?
I like the Apollo Theater in Harlem.
It's a great theater. And what is...
Where is she from? Lorde, she is from New Zealand. Okay. Okay, I did not know she was from New Zealand. I had to check real
does New
quick.
York do better than any city, not just in the USA, but the entire
It was gonna bother me not knowing the accent.
world?
Treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen.
And when you're traveling and far away from home, what do you miss about New Zealand?
I could have literally just kept watching. I
Literally
guess.
every single thing, but mostly the beaches and the parks and the food.
I can imagine. And speaking of home, I heard you have a favorite song that your dad used to sing as a lullaby when you were a kid. What song is that?
Moonshadow by Cat Stevens.
That's a good one. What was a job you wanted
This
to do when
guy.
you were 5 years old?
I loved The Far Side by Gary Larson, and I wanted to be a cartoonist, which is crazy because I'm not funny.
For some reason, I'm having a hard time believing that.
This guy is the ultimate hype man, bro, all the time.
So what was the first song you loved to sing?
The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
And did you always know that you wanted to be a solo artist?
I did.
What surprised you the most about pop stardom?
That right when you can afford to buy anything you want, you get given everything for free. It doesn't make any sense. Don't give us free stuff.
That's so fun. I love how honest that really was. What a great answer. I love that she added also, by the way, don't give us anything for free because like we can afford it. You know what I mean? But it's like they do it for advertising, of course, but still, it's like, you know what I mean? Like they're just trying to get on your good side, so they like you get a shout out or like you advertise for free for them. But I love like that honesty. Like that's like the thing that was like weird is that she doesn't pay for anything, even though she like wants to, because she like wants to. So that's just a real. I don't know. That was really cool. I don't know why.
Sounds pretty good.
This is so beautiful.
It's gorgeous here,
Wow.
I know. So when did you realize that Royals was going to be such a big hit?
The first weekend we put it out, I went on the SoundCloud, and all these people who I didn't know were listening to it.
Went on this SoundCloud. Yo, what?
I think I realized this is bigger than just me and my friends.
It was a lot bigger than just...
So for about 3 years, I really like listened to music. I thought Royals. I was young too. I think it dropped like 8 years ago. I thought Royals was an Adele song for a couple of years. Like I legitimately, I know that this was a person. I know Lorde was a person. I don't know why. I just thought Royals was Adele. No idea why. I don't know even though I don't listen to either of them, so I don't know if they do sound similar. But I don't think they do. But I don't know why. I always thought those. I think the accent maybe. I don't know.
You and your friends. And what was it like the first time that you heard it on the radio?
Well, I was in my parents' living room. My sister had called the radio station to request it. And
What a
I
great
felt very
sister.
proud, but very shy.
Yeah, I
You
bet.
have a lot to be you have a lot to be proud of. And what emotion is
guy.
central to pure heroin?
Teen angst,
How about melodrama?
ecstasy.
And you went from writing about
Ecstasy.
we on your first album to I on your second. Why was that change so important to you?
The first album was so sort of communal. It was about me and my peers. The second one was really just about my experience.
What's your favorite song to perform from melodrama?
Green light.
Wait, so she only dropped 2 out? I swear Melodrama was like, I thought I looked it up. I thought it was 2014. So she not dropped the album since 2014. I could be wrong again, but I feel like that's a long time. Usually it's like, I thought Ed Sheeran not dropping since like 2017 was a long time.
And what sample on that album still makes you smile?
There's a tiger's roar that we heard in Sober, but I also love Paul Simon saying, "What is this tape? This is my favorite tape."
So, Lord, you have synesthesia.
Yeah.
So what color is pure heroin?
Green,
What color is melodrama?
violet,
What color is solar power?
gold.
Let's keep moving. It's a beautiful day. We got so much to see.
This
What is one word
dude.
you would use to describe the new record?
Reverent.
And what is one word you would use to describe making the record?
So cool. It's so
I know, it's gorgeous.
zany, acidy. The word I would use to describe making it, calm.
And what awesome
She speaks very eloquently, and she has a big vocabulary. There's not a lot of people on Earth, I know. Like, there's gonna be some person that's like, reverend's not a big word. There's some, dude, people do not have very good vocabularies, and reverent, just like as an answer, I think that's really cool. I think she's a singer and a writer, so clearly she's got a great vocabulary. But there's a lot that don't, and I can just tell that she's just very smart. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that.
detail is that there's cicada sounds on the single. Are we gonna hear a lot of
I gotta make sure my okay is working. I would've been so upset.
cicadas throughout the whole record?
You actually will. I started recording cicadas a couple of years ago in New Zealand. They really sound like a New Zealand summer to me, but I didn't know about Brood X at the time, so I'm ahead of the trend.
So what will the video what will the videos for Solar Power add to the whole record?
They help to build the universe.
And speaking of videos, I struggled a bit on Google Maps, but are there any hints on where we can
My recording died because I ran out of space. He asked if we're gonna find out what beach we are. If you missed it, okay.
find?
No.
I thought I'd try.
I feel like people are gonna find out the beach. There's no shot people don't. People are really good at that. Like, everyone knew the One Direction beach like very quickly.
Alright, so you chose the Kalina Strata set for your Solar Power video. Why did you pick that?
I thought it was youthful but cool and timeless, and I knew I wanted to wear yellow.
I mean, I think a lot of people wanted to wear yellow because it's sold out after the video was premiered.
I heard about that.
It's crazy. And what do you hope those people do with their summers?
Make out.
Lord has spoken. How has your style changed?
That sounds so funny. In like, Lord has spoken. That's so funny. I don't know. This guy is like, he's like cringe, but I love him to death. I don't know why.
Since Pure Heroin dropped.
I would say I wear less black, although I am wearing black today.
Can you describe your style?
Half black.
Can you describe your style today in 3 words?
Meticulous construction, sandals.
And what item of clothing do you always have on hand?
Sandals.
And what singer, living or dead, has the best style?
David Bowie.
That's a good answer. Now, what item
That's
of
a good
clothing
answer.
would you say makes you feel most confident when you're taking the stage?
Pants.
And what about in real life?
Suits.
What was the first song that made you cry?
Perfect Day by Lou Reed. I'd never felt anything like that before.
Every time I think of that song, I think of drinking sangria in a park.
Yeah.
And who was the first musician you met that left you totally starstruck?
Honestly, Taylor.
No surprise? And what album have you listened to the most this year?
I've spent a lot of time with Abbey Road. It's a good one.
That's a really, Abbey Road's a really, really good one. And what is the album that you understand on a different level now versus when you were just 15 years old?
I've thought about this, and I feel like I had a pretty good handle on everything I liked when I was 15. But I'll keep thinking about it.
She has a really cool indie feel to her. Like, she doesn't feel like a pop star. Like, she feels very like meticulous about her. She feels like feels like a poet in like a way that a poet wouldn't. I don't see a poet wanting to like have like this star attention. They just want to be like make their craft in like a very special way. Like, just pay a lot of attention to it and just have all these like crazy details, but not. Like, she doesn't feel like I don't know. She just doesn't feel like a star. Like, she just feels like very private person that is not worried about all that. She just that's what I feel like I got from like Taylor Swift during like the folklore era. Is like she's just very like doesn't want to be a part of like that like kind of thing like she was in 1989. She's like that star. Like, she just wants to be like by herself and just be very meticulous and detailed and be kind of like a poet. Like she says in the folklore sessions is that poet that went up to the mountain. She explained that story. If you watching, you know what I'm talking about. But I get the same vibe from her. It's not like she just wants to chill and she's like a hard worker. I don't know why. It's just I just get that. I get that. She seems a cool person.
Okay. And Graceland was a major influence on melodrama, right?
Yeah.
And what was your favorite song off of that album?
I mean, Graceland or Homeless.
Now, people were surprised that Don Henley also was an inspiration for you. Who is an artist reference on solar power that might surprise them?
Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah.
A lot of these songs and artists, I have no idea who she's referring to, so I apologize.
And what is the best concert you've ever been to?
I want to say Arcade Fire at Coachella. I was 17, and I was in the crowd, and I'd never seen anything like it. It was incredible.
They're tremendous performers.
Very good.
And what is a song that you wish you'd written?
Graceland.
Who's an artist that you're dying to collaborate with?
I kind of want to talk to Harry Styles.
Hey, he said I do too. This dude. Does she do collaborations on her music, or is she an artist where it's legitimately just like her name? Like it's just her that she does it with. Like she collabs with like writers, I assume. Like I'm pretty sure she did with Jack, but I don't know if she does features. Kind of like Harry, he doesn't do features. Like he just doesn't. I think Taylor Swift doesn't really do features either. It's like maybe like 2 songs on an album. So I don't think she's an artist that does features. I don't think so. I think it's just all her work. Which I actually really like when artists do that, because I think there's a lot of features that they like want to work with the person, but the feature messes up the song. And I'm like, I wish it was just them on the song. I like when I like an artist, like it introduces you to another artist in a way, and you might like them because like they make similar music, or just whatever reason brought that to a feature on like your favorite artist. But I always like when it's just like my artist on a song by themselves, and it's like their creation, and they don't have to like work with someone else and like have that kind of like group mentality. I don't know. Oh yeah, let's keep going.
What's the best album cover of all time?
All Things Must Pass.
What's the most important thing that you've learned about producing your own music?
To always trust my instincts because they're always right.
Now, speaking of producers, what's the best advice that you've ever gotten from Jack Antonoff?
Once he said to me, "Don't let me ruin your life more than I already have."
Valuable.
Isn't it?
And what's the one rule of pop music that you never ever break?
I don't know if there's any that I would never break, but kind of a personal rule is if I'm not feeling that special alchemy when I write a part,
Yeah.
it's got to go. Even if it's right on paper, it's got to go.
Right, right. And what do you think your fans
See, I'm legitimately telling you, she's super methodical about everything she does. Like you have to have that feeling.
would see as the most surprising thing that you bring with you when you're on tour?
Expensive sheets.
And when were you most vulnerable on stage?
Oh my God, I had this really bad chest infection on tour in Europe once, and I was in Oslo, the Norwegian royal family were there, and I couldn't breathe, and I started to panic. I just felt so kind of broken and raw.
Right.
It was really tough.
Yeah, but you got through it.
I got through. I'm still here.
You did. You are. And
Chest infection's gone.
That's right. And how do you get ready for a big or important performance?
I light a candle, and I like to try and set an intention, think about what I want to get out of the show.
Right, right. And what song are you most excited to dance to off of your new record?
California.
I can't.
You know what? Like, you know, crystal, like, you know, the people that like have like crystals and like they like do like, I don't understand it, of course. Like I never like, but that's what she reminds me. Like she want to be religious, but like the crystal thing, I feel like just like from her lighting, like she just has a feeling to her, like a really cool vibe, like this indie vibe. I just can't explain it, but it's there and it's sick. Like she does not remind me of a pop star. She really doesn't. Like she just doesn't have that pop star vibe to her, but she's a pop star. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Can't wait to hear that, as well as every other song on the album.
Thank you.
What did you learn about pure heroin while touring?
That I had made an album that it was sort of tricky to dance to.
And what about melodrama?
That I had made an album that it was really easy to dance to.
they 100% prepare for these questions. There's no shot she's answering all these so well, like off, like there's no, like she's very just like quick. There's no shot that she just like knows all these answers. 'Cause I feel like if I was in this situation after 30 questions, I would start like having to think, and she's just like, maybe they just tell her like anything on the spot, just go with. But I got it. I feel like they definitely give like all the questions before, because I noticed that with Taylor, I was like, dude, maybe they're like really smart and they can just do it off the spot like this, but I think it could be very difficult.
Good observation. Now, recently I heard that you decided to stop releasing music on CD.
Yes.
Now, why was that something that was important to you?
Because everything that I make physically, I want it to be something that I would have in my house. And I don't have any CDs in my house.
That makes sense. And what is
I
something
respect that.
you do to connect with nature every day?
I go for a big walk. I pretty much do this, but I don't look like this, and it's not always this pretty.
I find it so cool that you took a trip to Antarctica. What was the most
Yay,
important thing
that's
that you learned
sick,
on that trip?
actually.
It's honestly kind of hard to put into words, but I feel like I got more of an understanding of the work that the scientists are doing there. They're not trying to prove climate change. They're just checking out the science, taking the measurements, observing, and telling us what's up.
I don't know how climate change is literally like a debatable thing still in 2021. Like it shouldn't be. Like they shouldn't, like there's no proving. It's proven. It's been proven. Proven for a while now. Like very long time. Like if you legitimately don't think climate change, you're just purposefully just saying no, and you're just like running at a person with your eyes closed, like covered, and you just keep yelling no. That's how I see those people.
Yeah.
And also just the raw power of nature.
Right. Well, it seems absolutely beautiful. And
I wanna
what
go
is a
there,
cause
honestly.
that you're most passionate about today?
Things that affect New Zealanders. I think about child poverty, bettering the systems that protect Māori, and our climate legislation.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This is such a dope flower. Absolutely love.
I
Divine.
don't know what flower that is, but who is your favorite living artist?
Lynette Yaram Boache,
And what's your favorite piece of art in your home?
my Kay Donichi painting.
All right, and your mother's a writer, right? Mm-hmm. How would you say that this
I am not surprised her mother is a writer. That it all makes sense now. It truly makes sense.
impacted you, and what did this teach you about writing?
How do you think it impacted her?
Just that it's a practice. It's something you have to do over and over to keep being in touch with.
Now, speaking of your mom, I heard that she holds on to all your memorabilia from your tours. Is that true?
Literally everything. It's all in our garage.
Now, do you know what you're going to do with all of it one day, or
I have no
Or not.
idea.
good luck? Now, which friend of yours makes you laugh the most?
My friend Francesca,
And which friend would make the best fishing partner?
my dad.
Now, why would you say it's important for you to hibernate in between creating records?
Well, I just have to go and live my life so that I have stuff to write about. So it's just sort of mooching and taking time.
That's one of the truer things I've ever heard an artist say. Because every artist gets to the point, whether it be one album in or 6 albums in, that they're not going to have anything to write about because they're so, like, they're not able to experience anything because they're just at such stardom. Like, what do you have to write about? Like, especially like Eminem. Like, I think Eminem's a great example. Like, a lot of his early stuff was just about his anger and like growing up in poverty and like going through all of that. But then, like, by the time of like fourth album, like, he was super rich. He had like all that, like, of course he had like just like the mental issues of like going through all that, right, and like have bad state of feeling in life. But like he had rapped about all of that, and he like got to a point where he just didn't have like the same anger, I think, that he had. Like, he had the same love for music, of course, but I just think like his material wasn't where it once was. And I think he was just kind of like trying to push out albums. And that's why you hear a lot of people just say that his music is nearly as good as his early 2000 stuff. And I think that's what a lot of artists do. And that's why you're seeing such big pauses now with like many of the top artists. Like, they're pausing in such long intervals because they have to like live life and let it come to them instead of trying to force writing down. And it seems like what she like. I really like the answer. It seems like she's done that. Like she's just taking time, and that's what I think Taylor Swift learned is that she can't keep doing the way she was doing it. I don't think she thought it was sustainable, and that's why she went into the folklore and Evermore, where it's stories that she ends up have to use herself, because I think she kind of like ran out. Like you kind of run out of content. Like what can you like you could do it, but like she's just not living the life she like was. You know what I mean? It's very. I like this answer a lot. I think it's one of the most. I love this. I think it's my favorite answer this entire time. Best question also.
And what's your favorite thing to do while you're hibernating?
I like to cook, and I like to be very available for my friends and family because I miss a lot of birthdays when I'm working.
That is a very, very good answer.
Gotta do it.
Now, you described your work as being a conversation with yourself. Are you ever surprised when it resonates with so many other people?
Constantly. It's insane.
Yeah, it means a lot to them. And what do you hope stays the same in your work as you grow as an artist?
That it's still just me trying to one-up myself. Hear these sirens, New York City?
Yeah, I noticed the sirens. It's like Grand Theft Auto over here. All right, I hope...
This dude needs to shut up, bro.
Seat or window seat?
He said it's like Grand Theft Auto out here.
New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
I can't take it serious sometimes,
summer
man.
Or American summer?
New Zealand.
Restaurant or room service?
Restaurant.
Fleetwood Mac with or without Peter Green?
Great question. I'm gonna say without, but with is also incredible.
I'm hoping for a reunion tour. And last question, question number 73. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sunset.
And that's a wrap.
Come on,
Thanks.
bro. If you pick sunrise over a sunset, you cannot be trusted.
Can I ask you a question before we go?
Absolutely.
This is kind of a little weird, but I always wondered what the person doing this was seeing
Oh my god, please show me. I want to see his face.
when they're doing this. Can we show them what I'm seeing? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
fine. But
Show me the dude's face.
how about we keep
Come on, I want to see the dude's face. I don't want to see them. I want to see what this man looks
this
like.
thing a secret between you and me? All right, Lord, thanks.
Also, thank you, Lord, for I was literally gonna ask that earlier. So it's just like, I mean, I just want to see the dude's face, honestly. Like, that's what I kind of thought. But I love
Keep
that.
this thing a secret between you and me. All right, Lord, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, but
Yeah, she's really cool personality. It's very, she's a cool energy to her. It's very methodical answers, very well thought out answers. That's why maybe she's really smart and they don't actually give. I've only watched hers and Taylor's, so both of them are very smart people. So it's possible that they don't get like the questions before, and that they're just really like just do it on the spot very well. Or they just give them, and like I've watched enough to where I can actually tell if they're actually like given or not. But yeah, she seems like a really cool person. I definitely need to check out more of her music. I just from listening to her talk, I can tell that her album and her music is going to be very detail oriented, and I absolutely love that. So that's going to do it, everyone. Enjoy it. If you're new here, subscribe, click the like button, check my Patreon if you want to support training further. Hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you on next video.